So my son asked me to build him this bed. But I'm wondering, couldn't we find this same bed online and at a reasonable price? So I went on to Pinterest, the same place where he found the original picture. And to my surprise, it was not as easy as I thought it would be to find the bed, a similar bed, and at a reasonable price. So I'm thinking, let's build a bed. But not before tea time. So we'll use 7 1x8s. These will serve as our slats. We'll use 3 2x6s. These will serve as our legs. 1 2x4, and this will be cut into 2 pieces and serve as legs for our headboard and our footboard. Our 2 1x3s, they will serve as the finishing for our headboard and footboard. For our construction screws, please don't make the same mistake that I did and try to find the best fit bit that you have, because one is included in the packet, and I didn't figure that out until halfway through the project. Luckily, I had this cute little tool bag that my sister bought me for Christmas. Had no idea of all the great goodies it had inside. And look at the room this bag has. You'll also need your wood stain, and boy do I hate staining wood. We're going to start with a blank slate and work between inside of the room and a little bit outside of the room. So here I'm measuring to cut off about 1.5 feet because the board is 8 feet long and the king mattress that my son has is only a 76 by 80 inches. So I want to kind of match it up a little bit closer to the size of the bed, at least lengthwise. Yours may be different. So here I've saved the piece that I cut off so that I can use it to make it easier for me to measure off an exact length for the next 2 boards that will also be used for the bed legs. I'll have to make a second and a third cut. So here we have our 1 2x4 that I'm using for the legs of the headboard. I made a cut down the middle just to make it a little bit easier to handle. I needed to cut an additional piece off each side just to measure the height that I wanted the headboard to be. I basically used the measurements of the mattress, the legs of the bed, and the distance that I wanted between where the pillows would be and where the headboard actually starts. So those are pretty much the factors that I use to determine the height of the legs for my headboard. So here I am pre-drilling the holes that I'll use to attach the finishing piece to my headboard and to my footboard. So now let the fun begin. We're now getting ready to begin our assembly of the bed. And I pretty much just eyeballed the distances between the legs and left a little bit of extra hang on the left hand side, just so that, well, it'll be the right side if you're actually in the bed, just so that you have a little place to put maybe a bottle of water or a book, or just some extra space so it doesn't have to go directly on the floor. I started off with the bottom piece and then I put the top piece in place. Then I pretty much eyeballed the distances of the panels between so they looked about even. Afterwards, I went back and measured it just to kind of make it a little more consistent. Also making sure that the amount that each piece hung off the edge of the leg was also consistent. Also, when you're measuring out the consistency between the panels, make sure that you maybe pencil in a mark, because as you can see, mine started to move afterwards. So it was really helpful to have that pencil marking to replace the boards in the right position. So here I'm getting ready to assemble my headboard to the two legs, and I'm kind of making a big deal out of that side. I don't know if it's called a discoloration, I don't know, but I just kind of like that natural look of it, even though the color I chose to stain with didn't really complement it very well. And my absolute most favorite part of the project, wood staining. But we made it through, and there you have it.